Yeah. D12 on the beat.
One love, yo.
I don't know. Now what think I do, Papa? Why you keep blessing me like this? You favor me like this. You still keep on protecting me like this. Yeah. You sustaining me like this. I'm so grateful, grateful, yeah. Say, I don't know. Now what think I do, Papa? Why you keep blessing me like this? And you keep favor me like this. You protecting me like this. And you sustaining me like this. I'm so grateful. Yeah. Hey. You give me plenty money. Do my daughter, fun cherry. You put food on my table, clothes on my body, and you share to me. You share for me, so I say, count your blessing, think them one by one, and you will know what thing that I can do. I'm so thankful, yeah. See, yeah. I'm so grateful, yeah. I used to be cocky on the carry. I didn't have no lyrics. They used to call me for nothing. And sister boy, but thank God you never left me down. No. You always been there for me. So I raise my voice and say, I don't know. Now one thing I do, Papa, why you keep blessing me like this? You favor me like this. You keep on protecting me like this. You sustaining me like this. I'm so grateful, God. Jehovah Jireh, yeah, my provider. Jehovah Rapha, yeah, my healer. Jehovah Shalom, yeah, oh my peace of mind. You are my strength, like no other. You are my song in the storm. I just wanna praise you and praise you. Lift my voice to you, my God. Give you praise, yeah. Woo. Say, I don't know. Now one thing I do, Papa, why you keep on blessing me like this? You keep on favoring me like this. You protecting me like this. You sustaining me like this. I'm so grateful, God. Grateful, God. You give me plenty money. Do my daughter, fun cherry. You put food on my table, clothes on my body, and you share to me. So I say, elevation by you, promotion by you, celebration by you, blessing by you, favor by you. When it's plenty. I'm grateful, God. Oh, I don't know. One thing I do, Papa, why you keep on blessing me like this? Oh, you favor me like this. Oh, you're loving me like this. Blessing me. Oh, my God. Grateful, God. Grateful. Oh, grateful.
Yeah, I'm on Circulating. Blessings on blessings, you call me blessings. These my blessings can all be touching. I know my level, my man don't stress me. The puppy bless me, so I'm here to party. I want war, you're a zombie. I want body, I crawl, you're a zombie. Batting up, bring a yellow zombie. I got a party, people dancing, you're a zombie. Sanko, me, I want to do it like Paco. Waiter, bring the liquor. Be a poor man, someone spend the paper. you to go down low. Want you to find it slow. Mama, you rock the show. I'm ready to spend some more. And I'm gonna, you know, sit down, I'm gonna check it. See, I see no time for check. Man, I want you to dance like you ready, don't care. And do the dance for the zombie set. It's me and you, mama, no more stress. I want to dance, I feel myself. I want yellow zombie. I want body that pro yellow zombie. Batten up, bring a yellow zombie. Got a party people dancing yellow zombie.
When Uncle D show face, I let you them one in photo. Yeah, that do or die when they shake come around. You know, when I'm gonna blast me, they papa blast me. Guess what blast me? You cannot stop me. Your money can never go low. You say they high, but no heavy low. Papa, your man on papa. Ragaza, no remote in the star. I bless you, first go up, the transformer. My blessing full of respect.
I want yellow zombie. I want body that pro yellow zombie. Batten up, bring a yellow zombie. I got a party people dancing yellow zombie. I said nobody. I want party. I want you to go down low. Want you to find it slow. Mama, you rock the show. I'm ready to spend some more. And I'm gonna, you know, sit down, I'm gonna wait, bring the liquor. The poor man, someone spend the paper. Wait, bring the liquor. The poor man, someone spend the
Yo, beats.
Already made it.
Opa, baby, sexy and back. Look at her front, look at her back, look at her side. Papa, when you see Buju, you know that. Did you see Buju and holla? Did you see Buju and run away? Run. Baby, making some US. That girl carrying some US. Wanna sexy, come with you. Sexy mama, yeah, yo. Laga, leave it so. Look at you, look at you, na. Oh, back on the chest on the play on the dance. On yeah, you go get with colors, and I will get with colors. You are respect, capital A, capital B. You are respect, my you in the money child. You carry 10, or 10. You are respect, 10, or 10. Now who can pop on now, baby? Let it try it now, baby. Now who won't compete now, baby? Let it try it now, baby. Look at her back, look at her front, look at her waist, look at her hips. Baby, Ponpon, I told my someday she let go be in G. Someday she let go be in dress. Someday she let go be in sex. Red, white and blue. International beauty, international body, international baby, international business. They get too expensive, they're more too attractive, they're more too productive. You are respect, capital A, capital B. You are respect, why you in the money child? You are respect, carry 10 over 10. You are respect, 10 over 10. Now who can pop on now, baby? Let it try it now, baby. Now who won't challenge? Man, you are beautiful. Show your beauty. You are beautiful. Oh, baby, you tell it. Show your beauty. Man, you are beautiful. Oh, Shake it back. Freddy Barrow. You're a beat I see. Too much.
J&B Records.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are back on the Voice of Sinoe in the diaspora with Dark Side for the Esoteric. Kindly share with your friends so we can get the show on the way. Share, just hit the share button for me. It's going to be a beautiful show today. All of you that are following the show right now, I really appreciate your presence on the show. Thank you for joining me. This is my beautiful face. All right. Brightness. The First Lady of Voice of Sinoe is following. Let me see. Let me do a sound quality check. If my sound is okay on your end, just give me your thumb up, please. It's sort of delaying on my end here. Let me see. Let's see what's going on here. All right, looks like my sounds good. All right, ladies and gentlemen around the world, welcome to the Voice of Sinoe. Beautiful day. Great news from the U.S. As you may know by now, we have in the U.S. the president-elect of these United States, President Joe Biden. Is the president-elect. Let me see what I can play with my gadget here quickly. I'm seeing some technical error coming from my other device. So let me get the quick commercial, and I will be right back so we can get the show going here. Let's see. So in the meantime, please share with your friends. All you have to do is hit the share button, and that's all you need. Nothing big, nothing major that I need from you. All right, let's see. Hey, President Quioh, welcome on board, sir. Welcome on board. All right, I'll be right back. Let me do this commercial and play with the device on the other side.
Oh, fuck. It's your sunshine. Sunshine, baby. My sunshine. Monrovia girl. Monrovia girl. Monrovia girl. Monrovia girl. I love the way how your beauty shine, so pure and so divine. Love the way how your beauty shine. She touch my body, so they get her fingers. She want my number, so I give her blinker. She in love because I'm a singer. A snap because I'm a ranger. I'm a preacher. Pull on your clothes, let me drive you around town. If you need it, I know how to put it down. I'm a pro, yeah, I'm a pro. You must tie your seat, but you rolling with the bus. I wanna spend it, be the they're killing me. Wherever feeling, they feeling you. When you get them out, you can enjoy the time the way you want. You really wanna touch the ceiling. Cover my hand, cause I'm willing. You really wanna touch the ceiling. Cover my hand, cause I'm willing. Monrovia girl. Monrovia girl. Monrovia girl. Monrovia Monrovia girl. I love the way how your beauty shine, so pure and so divine. And the way how your beauty shine.
For what? Zero. Moreover, Jamo skin shining, tell a gunner up. Chugga off on face or he not get no dust. I just spinning and spinning, she wap the money and carry the Juno judges. She call it by the front seat. Furu, you not sure, Jella Kuru. And the man was see her feeling where you hulu. I put you killing me, Jella ding. Oh, yeah, peace, okay, I fool when you ring.
My sweetheart. Anywhere I go, you will always be my sweetheart. If you didn't wanna touch your ceiling, cover my hand cause I'm willing. If you didn't wanna touch your ceiling, cover my hand cause I'm willing. Only your body can make my temperature to rise. 6'4" when I throw the dice. You know my whip went in your eyes. Must I get me not sleeping? Monrovia girl. Monrovia girl. Monrovia girl. Monrovia girl. I love the way how your beauty shine, so pure and so divine. Love the way how your beauty shine. Love the way how your beauty shine, so bright, so divine. Love the way your beauty shine. Whoa.
You already know it's next beats.
Okay, great. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Voice of Sinoe in the Diaspora with Doc Sayapode Exoteric. We are coming to you live from Prosper Park, Pennsylvania. I'm very close to Philadelphia, and Philadelphia just decided the president of the United States of America for the next 4 years. All right, so guys, welcome to the platform. I'm seeing a couple of people right now following. If you're on, just hit that share button for me. It's going to be a beautiful, beautiful show today. So, Brightnet, there's a Pretty Star. That's the First Lady of Voice of Sinoe. Welcome aboard. Otello and Kolo, welcome aboard. And 18 others watching. Doris Foma, how are you? Welcome aboard. The president of the Sinoe County Association in the Americas, Minnesota chapter. That's Madam Constance G. Soendopo. Welcome aboard. I'm seeing that young, bright Liberian, sagacious Homo sapien. Pretty soon you'll be my guest on this platform. That's Leo Johnson, also following. He's the president of the Liberian Federation in Canada. All right, welcome aboard, Mr. Johnson. I'm also seeing, following the show, Moulton Tukonjedo. Welcome aboard. Mr. Tia Cleon is the actually the secretary for the Southport Association Iowa chapter is following the show, and I'm seeing something that's Romeo. All right, welcome aboard, guys. Please share with me. All right, let's get the show going here. The first thing here, let me do a shout out to the president-elect of the United States of America. That's President Joseph R. Biden, or Biden, other people would say. So we want to do a shout out to the president of the world. It's a beautiful, tough election, but he made it. And he also brought on board a lady of quarter. That's wonderful as well. That's wonderful. First time to have female vice president of the United States. A wonderful thing. It's a pretty good combination right there. This election was a referendum on President Donald J. Trump. You know, for the past 4 years or less, the president pretty much polarized the country, and so the people this election year, they say, you know what, we have to make the correction. This is what we call the country called the United States of America, and we cannot allow our leader to put us in different brackets. You know, so The people went to the ballot boxes on the 3rd, and today we are getting a result outcome from Pennsylvania. And, that was the hold on basically. All right, so it's a great news for the global community, not only the United States alone. Whatever the people say, when America sneezes and the war catches cold, and also the person who leads the United States has to be a level-headed president who has a better world perspective, who has a great paradigm as to what is going on in the world instead of looking at things in one box. All right, so we want to say congratulations to the president-elect of the United States, President-elect Joe Biden. All right, I just wanted to just give a little shout out over there to the president-elect. So our next thing normally on the platform, what I do is to share the platform or my agenda, and so that you can follow exactly what I will be talking about today. So at this point, let me share my platform with you. I'd like to welcome my mother on board, called Dr. Nurses Zarzar. Is so following the show. Who's somebody to join me? Like some will tell us a congratulations. Okay, good. All right, let's see here. So the first thing I'll be doing on the platform today is the custom on the show. Do a shout out to people that celebrated a birthday and stuff like that. The next one we'll be talking about position statement from the Nyenpan family. Nyenpan, so it's Senator Mabutu Nyenpan just passed away, and his body was brought into the country from Ghana. And there are a lot of allegations or things that floating on the internet, and the family issued a statement. They put out a statement this morning, and we're going to be sharing that statement with you. Next thing for us today, we'll be talking about, ladies and gentlemen, what message does the self-immolation of Arche Ponpon send? It's a big word there, the man burying himself basically. So what does it mean? What message does it send to set yourself ablaze? All right, so we're going to opine, we're going to give our opinion on that, on what sort of message is sent. It's the first time in the history of Liberia, at least as far as I know, for a citizen to basically engage into self-incineration. All right, next for today, it's sort of, we are bereaved, but in the meantime, it's election time in Liberia, or if you like, pretty soon. The senatorial by-election is coming out in Sinoe County. And so we're going to go into a little sound of politics here. All right. We can't dodge that. All right. So I'll be talking about also bringing to you, this is the voice of Sinoe. So I have to give you update what is obtaining, what is going on in Sinoe County. So Senator Augusine Chea completes Vocational Training Center in Sinoe County. All right, that's something we're going to be talking about. And then I will look at a recent interview, former superintendent of Sinoe County, Mr. Thomas Romeo Quioh, recent interview. We are not going to play the whole interview for you, but we're going to take the meat of the interview, share with you. Again, it's election time, and the politicians, they will go on radio, they will have press conferences, they will have they will deliver different speeches, and they will tell the people things. And so the job of Voice of Sinoe is to put those things in context for you. All right. So next for our talking today, which I think is the last one. Let's see. All right, that's it. That's what I have for today. No, I have another thing here. Sorry, guy. And so we'll show you the arrival of Senator Mabutu Nyenpan'S remains from when he arrived at Ravos International Airport in Liberia. So we're going to talk about that after we do our birthday greetings. And I will also give my thoughts on Mr. Paulson Gatti's appearance on Prophet Keys, actually, Prophet Keys show. I'll give my thought. All right. And so these are the things I'll be talking about today on the platform. Again, welcome to the Voice of Sinoe. Please hit the share button for me. All right, let's do a quick birthday shout out to people here, and so that we can get into the juicy stuff for you. All right, let's see. Who the first person here? Now in specific order. So this is our queen. By queen, I mean this the queen of the United Cyprus Association in America. So our national queen. That's Princess Diana Carla Williams. Madam Williams celebrated her birthday a few days ago. So we like to use the opportunity to say happy birthday to our national queen. We wish you many more years. Beautiful lady there. All right, that's Diana Carla Williams. She celebrated her birthday. So we like to do a shout out. We have another queen here that celebrates her birthday is Queen Ura Wule. She is the queen for the United Cyprus Association Pennsylvania chapter, if you like, the Delaware Valley chapter. And so Ura want to use the opportunity to say happy belated birthday to you as well. Let's see here. I got another beautiful picture of her here. We got these beautiful queens. All right, that's Ura Wule, the queen for the Delaware Valley chapter. Let me put my wife here. That's we call EDZ. EDZ also celebrated her birthday maybe yesterday. I'm not too good with time, so I like to use this opportunity as well to say happy birthday to Esther Dozar. She celebrated her birthday, so EDZ for sure. We want to say happy belated birthday to you. All right, I think those are the people that have for shout out, for birthday shout out. All right, ladies, there are ladies who want to say enjoy your birthday, a birth celebration. We wish you many more years. Let's see. Let me do a quick. I think I did a short birthday video here for them. It's for the queen, actually the queens. If you like, let me do that
The way you can do me, the way you can do me, the way you can do me, the way you can do me. Oh wow, oh wow, wow, oh wow. You get your star, I get my star. Oh wow, don't envy me for my star. Oh wow, running mortgage for my shine. Oh wow, I get all. Oh wow, what did I tell you? Master LC on the beat. I need you to get low. To all about to get low. Don't run away to get low. Master LC on the beat. I need you to get low. To all about to get low. Don't run away to get low. The way you can do me, the way you can do me, the way you can do me, the way you can do me. Oh wow, oh wow, wow, oh wow.
All right, just want to share a quick video with you. All right, now, ladies and gentlemen, again, welcome aboard to the Voice of Sinoe, our first show for the week. This is the Voice of Sinoe with Paulia Cry and Doc Sayapode Esoteric. My co-host is not with me today. All right, so we got to get a show going, whether the other person is here or not. Now, let's get this out to you. The arrival of Senator Mobutu Nyenpan'S remains at Rabat International Airport, Liberia. All right, I got this for you. Let me show you the arrival here quickly.
We have to pay the respect and then turn over to the president, who happens to be the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Liberia and also the head of the cabinet of the Republic of Liberia. So we are expecting the president, and then you see here, so you see the president of the Republic of Liberia in your shots. The president of the Republic of Liberia, Dr. George Manawia. Dr. George Manawia. Then your shots. President George Manawia Sometimes the security persons do make it difficult for our position, but we're making sure we have this cover here. Those of you who are calling out for Spoon FM and Spoon TV live, we're making a live coverage from the Rabat International Airport. This is the arrival of the motorway of the President George. There you go. So there you go. The armed forces of Liberia escorting the remains of Fla Maputo Nyenpan. President George Manuia. So, there you go. The president, His Excellency, Dr. Manuia.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's the arrival. It's a very emotional moment over there. The arrival of the Minister of Public Works, Republic of Liberia, the late Mabutu Nyenpan arrival at Ravas International Airport in Margibi County, Liberia. All right, so these are some images I wanted to share with you here. You saw the video there coming, the people crying. It's a statement. So he received a state arrival. The Armed Forces of the Republic of Liberia, right there for you. All right, so those are some images I wanted to share with you. All right. Now let's get into some little specifics here. May the soul of this great son of Liberia rest in peace. It's very difficult for all of us. Yeah, but I want to give some comments on what is trending before I do that. I think I want to bring out this right here. While we are doing that, let me bring this out for you. Before I give some thoughts on what happened yesterday or has been going on. All right, I will do this first. Let's look at the position statement, and we'll look at the position statement from the family. You know, the family of the lawmaker or the minister, they published a statement, I think, this morning. All right, so let me share that statement with you. Let me share that statement with you here. Let me get to my another device here. Get to that quickly. As you get on, please share with your friends. That's what all I want you to do for me. Please share with your friends, so they can be part of the show. Like open that. It's taking a little while. All right, yeah, it will come. All right, so it's a statement from the family here that I want to share with us, and I will give you some thoughts. All right, it was published 6 hours ago, this statement, and the title reads, "Yo, please let Vlad rest in peace. Do not use the death to score political points. You all have been warned." And they say here a statement by the Nyenpan family for immediate release. And the statement reads, the family of the late Senator Mabutu Nyenpan has observed with disgust and utter indignation attempts by some individuals and online publications to smear the memories of their beloved son, brother, father, by attributing his cause of death to factors that are far removed from the truth. The untimely passing of Senator Nyenpan is a national tragedy that we cannot allow to be used by anyone to achieve his or her own parochial interests or objectives. The family also wants to make it categorically clear that at no time has any of its members spoken with or communicated with any media institution or other individuals about the circumstances leading to the passing of Senator Mabutu Nyenpan. By extension, the family has never authorized anyone to speak on its behalf in these matters. Anyone or group doing so is impersonating and should not be taken seriously. In the age of fake news, conspiracy theories, and character assassination without a scintilla of truth, we beseech the public to be mindful of individuals whose sole intent is to use a family's tragedy to achieve their selfish aims and objectives. The statement goes on to say, it saddens the family to note that individuals it saddens the family to note that individuals with no connection to the bereaved family are concocting blatant falsehoods, all intended to create confusion and sow seeds of discord. Vlad was a peaceful and respectable gentleman, and we encourage all those who want to honor his memories to respect the wishes of the family and desist from propagating falsehood and conjectures. When you lied about the minister's cause of death with the intent of propagating a smear campaign against others, you are hurting and not helping the family. Please desist. I want to read that again. When you lied about the minister's cause of death with the intent of propagating a smear campaign against others, you are hurting and not helping the family. Please desist. The statement goes on to say, there is only one official, a medical report which is in possession of the family. For the record, while we will not delve into the details of such a report, we can emphatically state that nowhere in that report is it indicated that cyanide, hopefully I'm calling that chemical name correctly, is cyanide, or other deadly chemicals were detected as contributing factors to the passing of our beloved. Again, and for the record, if the family had any misgivings about the cause of death of our beloved, we who have said it without any equivocation, we would not need non-family members and online media outlets to do our bidding. The statement continues, these are times of immense grief and sadness, and we respectfully ask the general public to please respect the privacy of our fallen hero by desisting from making up stories and throwing out wild and unfounded allegations that have no iota of truth. For the record, let it be stated clearly that at no time has the Nyenpan family accused anyone of being responsible for the untimely passing of Senator Mabutu Nyenpan. Specifically, the family's attention has been drawn to the wild allegations contained in a publication by the pirate online outlet. That story, as far as the family is concerned, is totally false from start to finish. The statement goes on, relative to the incoherent and baseless tirade by one Mr. Paulson Gate, the same gentleman that was expelled from the family yard for unruly behavior. The family wants to state that he is not a member of the Nyenpan family. And we ask that he and his likes desist from disrespecting and dishonoring the legacy of Senator Nyenpan. I'd like to read that again. It says here, relative to the incoherent and baseless tirade by one Mr. Paulson Gate, the same gentleman that was expelled from the family yard for unruly behavior, the family wants to state that he is not a member of the Nyenpan family. And we ask that he and his likes desist from disrespecting and dishonoring the legacy of Senator Nyenpan. The statement continues, there is no shortage of spokespersons in our family to warrant us asking a Paulson Gate with no relations to the family to be our mouthpiece. While we welcome all sympathizers, we will not encourage or tolerate any sympathizer whose sole intent and objective is to spew lies, propagate innuendos, create confusion and hatred, and spread dangerous and slanderous falsehood. We have lost a giant. We have lost a giant. We have lost the pillow of our family. We have lost an exceptional and distinguished statesman. We have lost a father. We have lost a wonderful gentleman. Kindly allow us to lay our hero to rest in an aura of tranquility and with the decency he deserves. It is morally reprehensible to use the pains and sorrows of a grieving family to achieve one's ulterior motives. As we are in a state of mourning with no interest in insulting or in issuing a plethora. I want to read that statement again. As we are in a state of mourning with no interest in issuing a plethora of statements and press releases, we hope that this statement will serve as sufficient notice to the premise. Finally, the family wishes to thank the government of Liberia for its continuing support. The family also appreciates the overwhelming support of the general populace during this time of unspeakable grief. May the gentle soul of Senator Mabutu Nyenpan, our dearest son, father, brother, uncle, nephew, cousin, and comrade, rest in perpetual peace. And this statement was signed by Mabutu Nyenpan Jr., son of the deceased, and it was approved by T. Ojukwu Nyenpan, brother of the deceased, for and on behalf of the family. All right, so this is the statement from the family reacting to the information circulating on Facebook. If you like the media. And so there were two major things that the family mentioned in the statement here. It talked about the Pirate online newspaper, there was a story published not too long ago and detailing what happened between the officials of government and the late Mobutu Nyenpan. So they said a whole lot of stuff in there, and the family is saying there is nobody linked to the demise or to the death of their loved one, their family member. So that information, they want the public to be in the know. They also spoke of Mr. Paulson Gate. Whatever he said is now also representing the family. He's not part of the Nyenpan'S family. And so they want the general public to be in the know of that. All right. So that's the statement that I wanted to share with you here with respect to what is going on in Liberia. I think the family, they have a point here. And I think it is not time for people, when people are grieving, it is not right to go on media or social media, especially political platforms, to score a political point while people are grieving. And also, I think the family is right to come and put out a statement to distance themselves from what people are saying on the internet. Now, Liberia is an interesting country. Liberia is an interesting country, and we have our recent history is not pretty. And so when people go in the media to say stuff, I think they need hard evidence. They need a compelling evidence to substantiate the veracity or the truth of what they are saying. I mean, it's a serious allegation. I mean, I listened to the interview yesterday with Mr. Paulson Gate talking to Prophet Key. I mean, again, I'm giving my thoughts on Mr. Gate's appearance yesterday on the Prophet Key show. The first fundamental mistake that I see with the appearance of Mr. Gate is the platform itself. The platform of Prophet Key is a political platform. It is clear that Prophet Key's show is against the Weah's administration. It had Mr. Paulson Gate, say, for example, go on maybe a radio station that is non-political. Then maybe you'll be okay. But before you go, you come in public to speak on something, especially of this magnitude, you have to at least get this consent of the family. Talk to the family. Do they agree with what you're about to do? Because it's the family member that is involved. And so, to understand Mr. Paulson Gate, he may have done it with good intention. When people went to the house and he said people should not enter the premises and stuff like that, especially government officials. But whatever the underlying motive is, you cannot do so in such an atmosphere where people are grieving, everybody's attention is focused in that area, and you are stopping people from coming to a facility. And I don't know what the deal is. The story he was narrating yesterday, he said he was outside the facility or where the people were having, the guys came and they went in the room, and he, according to protocol, he was outside. And so how do you know what went on in there? Some of those stories, they are difficult story for some of us to imbibe especially without high evidence, And the reason I'm speaking on some of these things, because when you listen to the interview yesterday, Mr. Gate went as far as saying when the government sends people to arrest him, he might take guns from the people and kill them. I mean, those kind of statements, they are not good for our country, especially given again the recent history of the country. And so we cannot issue those kind of threats. And the reason this is critical, this is very important for us to avoid, again, is the recent history. Let's take, for example, the September 18 incident in Liberia, Ken Johnson Road, when Roosevelt Johnson was on Ken Johnson Road and Charles Taylor was the president of Liberia. Okay, you have this guy, even though President Charles Taylor was a bandit, he was not a good man, but if you are somewhere and you are challenging a government, guess what you're doing? You are not only risking your own life, but you are also risking the lives of your people. The people, because in the context of Africa, they don't, when something happens, they don't go after the individual, they go after your family, they go after your tribe, given the tribal division in the country. So we have to be very careful what we do. Yes, you can alter these kind of statements in public, especially when the family did not approve your action. And so if you take the Roosevelt Johnson incident, the guy spoke on Ken Johnson Road, and then when time came, when President Taylor activated his forces, he had nothing to defend his people, and innocent people were killed in the process. And so these things, they are dangerous, not only to yourself again, but to the family members, to your friends, and all of that. And we can go on and on, I don't want to be calling names here. And so in the case of Mr. Paulson Gate, now he is now in hiding. You see, and it is not good for his family. It's not good for your comfort. It's not comfortable to put your family in this sort of situation. You're a family man, you have your children to support, you have your family to take care of. And so when something happens, if you have an opinion on it, keep it to yourself. Bringing it to the public, accusing government officials. Hey, these guys too, they have to defend their legacy. They have to defend their character. And so when you make an allegation, they will come after you to bring you to the law. And the law in Liberia it's not pretty. I will tell you for sure. It's not honest. The law does not, to me, I would say clearly there is no justice in Liberia. And so you have to do your best to stay out of putting yourself in a flawed system. So see what is going on right now. Mr. Gate is now in hiding. His family, I don't know their family whereabouts. They are not comfortable. The children got to go to school and all those things. So you have to take these things into consideration. The war went on in the country. Everything is over. The United Nations came. The other country, George Bush and others, they came to our aid. Charles Taylor left the country. And so let us start beating the war drum. When something happens, let's do it with thoughtfulness. Let's think about it. Let it not run with allegations. And then when they press you, you have no proof. And also we have to be careful. Our agenda right now is to do things that will bring our country together, that will do things that will bring development in our country. And those are the things we got to be focusing on right now instead of making wild allegations. So that's my thought on the issue of Mr. Gate. It's hard for him that now he is now in hiding, a lot of things going on in the country. And so you don't put yourself in this sort of predicament. Now, so I hope the government will, I don't know, when they get him, they will do the right thing, take him to justice, and let him get a fair trial. It's sad. He was saying, when the government gets him, he will be killed and all of those things. It's scary. These are scary stuff. It's scary stuff. Yeah, and that's why you don't put yourself in this sort of situation. And so that's my thought on that. Hopefully, there are other level-headed people around. They will do their best to quell the tension, so that the family, the nation will mourn the fallen hero with the respect he deserves. We can't bring commotion. We can't bring conflict while the family are grieving. So let be careful. Yes, let mourn the statement. Let mourn the fallen hero with dignity, with honor that he deserves, instead of politicizing the whole thing, going on different platforms. These are different. Some of the platforms, they are strictly political, and so once you go there, those guys will be asking political questions, and you might say something that you don't have to say. And so the appearance of Mr. Gatti yesterday on the Prophet Key show, I don't find it okay. I don't think it was okay to the senator memory. I don't think it was okay to the family, and all of that. I know how. I mean, I imagine putting myself in his shoe, man. The security advisor or the director for the ministry closer to Mabutu. But I mean, we can't just do stuff or say stuff impetuously or just recklessly. We can't do that. It has to, if you want to say something, let go first through the family. Let the family approve that. Let there be hard evidence. What both men would call indubitable evidence, something that you cannot refute. Anybody, any reasonable person cannot deny. Let's get something incontrovertible. But other than that, I was outside the structure and people were yelling and people would do this, somebody give somebody fage and all those things. When the family now is saying, and whatever is being said in the public is not true, and all of that. All right, so that's something I wanted to say with respect to that. That's my view. We don't have to all agree. We all think about things a different way. And somebody will disagree with me and say, "Oh, what you're saying is not how it's supposed to go." You agree with Mr. Gatti, that's fine. But I think the action of Mr. Gatti wasn't right, and that's my view. All right, let me look at some of your comments that are coming in here. He said, "Rest in peace." Okay. And that's good evening, brother. How are you? How you doing, Yonte? Welcome aboard. What are you drinking? I'm drinking water, of course. My throat it gets dry relatively easily, so I tend to drink a lot of water to lubricate my esophagus. Okay. All right. All right, so that's something I wanted to talk about. If you want to participate, at the bottom of the screen there, you see in the crawler, so the number there. If you want to participate, you can always call that number to say what you want to say. The number is right there, 267-648-8149 to participate. At least when you are in the US, we don't have a WhatsApp number. All right. All right, thank you, Auntie Nana. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. Let me get to something else that I want to talk about today on the Voice of Sinoe. The next thing that I have here, I mean, it's very risky. If you're doing this thing, you threaten your own people, you threaten your family, and you have to avoid that. Okay. So the next thing that I want to talk about here today is this right here. What message does the self-immolation of Arche Ponpon send? All right, so Arche Ponpon is an interesting name. It's sad though. Arche was the young man that set himself ablaze the other day. He set himself on fire. I think you were seeing some of the images on Facebook. So I just thought to give my thought on that incident. Yes, sorry, it's graphic. Let me show you. This is, for example, is one of the images here from that incident. This young guy set himself ablaze. Whatever the situation is, whether it was justified or it wasn't justified, I think if you ask me, it sends a wrong message. It sent a bad message. At least as far as I know, since I started knowing myself, this is my first time to see a Liberian setting himself on fire. All right. And so it's very strange. It says a lot about the country it says a lot about the level of suffering in the country, to the extent that somebody, we don't know, I don't know the gentleman, so I wouldn't say he has some mental problem and to set himself ablaze. But if people are frustrated if people are being suppressed to the point where they have no way out, the best way to do is to commit suicide, to kill themselves. And that's what other people do. So I don't know, again, I don't know the full story that led to the guys. About what I learned is the salary, they were demonstrating for their salary and stuff like that. They have not been paid for several months. And the Justice Department, they're not doing something about it. Later on, I heard another story where the government was trying to, I think the final minister was trying to listen to them to see what they can work out modalities, to see what they can pay them and stuff like that. But I know the government is on a duress and financial pressure and all the things that are going on. It has a lot on the plate. But I think as a citizen of a country, or as a leader of a country, the first responsibility is to protect lives and property. What is going on in the country? Our government has to do more. It has to do more. If people are not getting the salaries and they get in the street, those leaders got to listen to them. They shouldn't ignore them. I understand there was a warrant issue for the guy to be arrested and taken to jail. I mean, how is this that this guy, the people, he was a leader of a group, and they are excuse me, guys, they are flagging their displeasure, and then you are sending security to arrest their leader and all of that. What is the offense that you are trying to arrest the guy to take him to jail? For men saying they want their salaries, again, I don't know the detail of the story. Maybe something else happened somewhere. But when the guys are protesting peacefully, they are not breaking anything. I don't see why you should have to arrest their leader. You know, the people are already frustrated. They have their family, they have to take care of them, and they are not getting paid. They work for several months, and they are not getting paid. And then they are doing what the Constitution requires, which is peaceful assembly. The people have the right to assemble peacefully in the street. And so you cannot terrify people. It's not a rebel state. We say we subscribe to democracy. And so when you subscribe to democracy, then you give the people the right to air their views on things. Let the people air their frustration again once they are not breaking stuff, when they are not vandalizing property, when they are not posing threat to other citizens. Let the people speak or listen to them. And that's what democracy requires. And that's what we subscribe to. And so we can push people to the extent where a young man will set himself on fire. It's sad for our country. The present Liberia is a strange Liberia we have. It's a strange country we have right now. A lot of strange things are happening. See how the guys and the people were standing by to watch the guy put kerosene or gas or whatever on himself to set himself. I wouldn't allow the guy to put gas on himself in the first place. It was bad. It was bad. The guy was literally burning alive. It's sad for our country. It is very sad for our country. And our leaders, they have to step up to the plate. The other time, the people are even locking the gate of the lawmakers. Think about it. To lock the gate and say the people should not enter, they shouldn't come outside. Now, how much people are, angry in the country. And you got to listen to the people. Something got to be done. Because without these staffers, without these different staffers, you cannot do anything. You cannot do anything. You can't run all the activities of the government. So you have to take care of these people. If possible, as a leader, you be the last. At least maybe go with what Kwame said. You the leader, be the last person to eat. Take care of the little man first. Or if he can't placate the people at the very moment they are agitating, be able to talk to them peacefully or professionally, in a way that they will listen. The guys, they are nothing wrong with them. They can listen. They will listen. They are educated people. Not all of them, That other than that, illiterate, even somebody is illiterate, the person doesn't have psychological problem. So they're listening to the people. It is because of the people that you are leaders. And so when the people are setting themselves ablaze, they are engaging in self-immolation. It sends a wrong message as a country. And that was sparked the Arab Spring. The fruit vendor, the guy, his wheelbarrow was taken from him. They were stopping him from selling to take care of himself, to go to school. And the guy was frustrated to the point where he set himself on fire. And that was sparked the Arab Spring. They removed the president of Ben Ali from power in Tunisia. It took Mubarak from power in Egypt and these things. So we have to be very careful in Liberia. We have to be very, with suicide, those things we know about in the Middle East, those are the places those things happen. But for it to happen in Liberia, for a Liberian man to set himself on fire, that's serious. That's a serious problem. Something is fundamentally wrong in our country. And as a nation, we have to do something about it. We got to do something about it. We can't have a government because the government was instituted, was put in place with the people voted so that their plight can be addressed. And so when the people have issue, the government, you have to understand the people that are in power right now, you are not the bosses of the people. The people are your bosses because they don't want to put you in power. And so when your boss right now does all that work here, when your boss is talking to you, you don't talk anyhow to your boss. So the people are the bosses. And so when they have concern, you have to listen to them. You have to treat them with dignity, with honor, with respect. It's sad that in my age, that a Liberian will set himself on fire. That is, it is atypical in Liberia. Look at a young man on fire. What is Liberia coming to? What is our country coming to? Our leader, President Weah, got to do something. He has to step up to the plate. He has to meet the demands of the people. If he cannot meet the demands of the people, there should be a way to placate these people. They have workers the other time. The people are fired, they threaten to fire them and all of that. No, this is not a way forward, especially a post-war country. This is not a way forward. When people have legitimate concerns or grievances and you threaten them, you don't listen to them. I'm not saying it's in all cases, but in certain situations, the people don't get justice. And that's why they are frustrated. And the justice department at that rate in the country, in the Temple of Justice building, the word justice, where the people are supposed to get justice, and somebody is setting himself on fire in the building, in the edifice of justice, or in front of the edifice of justice. What will happen when somebody sets himself or herself on fire in front of justice, in front of a non-justice building? In the building of justice, in front of the building of justice, the people are not giving justice to the people. And that's why the man said, you know what, let me terminate my life. I mean, other people will say, oh, the guy is stupid, he does that. But you have to understand, you have to put yourself in this guy's shoe. You don't know the gravity of the situation that you are going through. It could be that the men, children are not in school, or all the people. And then the ministers, those very justice in the Temple of Justice, their children are going to good schools. But the people that are serving them, the children, they are not, no food for the children to eat. Those guys are in the building, those justices, their children don't go to bed hungry. There is no day that they will put their children outside from school. There is no day when they want medical care for their children, they were not getting. It is not with the kids, with these people. And so when they have these concerns, you got to listen. Imagine I'm here right now and my child is sick and I don't have it to even send the child to get to buy Tylenol for that child. Imagine that. just put yourself. So people are saying about, oh, the guy is stupid, he's dumb. You don't understand. You have to think outside the partisan box and whatever box you have to think, consider all variables here. Why would this young guy who is educated will set himself on fire? Something is not right in the country. Something is not right in our country. And our leaders got to do something about it. It is strange in our country for a young man to get angry and then set himself on fire. And then worst of all, there is no medical vehicle to come and take the guy and take him to the hospital. They have to put this guy on a motorbike. What kind of country is that? Somebody is in pain. This guy burned. No motorbike, no ambulance in front of the building of justice. Think about it. In front of the building of justice, no ambulance, no medical personnel to take care of, no first aid people. They got to put this guy on a motorbike. He is in pain. Wow. Wow. Liberia is an interesting country. Our country is moving in the wrong direction. And the leaders got to save the country. People are missing in the country. The auditors are dying. All these things are going on in the country. We got to save our country. If you're on the platform, welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Voice of Sinoe. This is Doc Sayapura Esoteric. I'm coming to you live from Prospect Park, Pennsylvania, the United States of America. All right, so that's the issue of Arche Ponpon. That's my view. That's something I wanted to just make a comment on that. That's something that I want to say. Let me follow some of your comment here. Seeing some comments coming in here. Whether somebody has something different view. Let's see here. Auntie Nana say thank you, sweetheart. You're welcome. All right. All right, so that's the issue of Arche. It's sad for the young man to be going through this sort of pain in our country. We have to do something about it to protect, especially, all citizens, but the young people, because they are the future of the country. Yes, and the people are setting themselves. The man is setting himself. He said, "What? I will be the sacrificial lamb for my friends, for my colleagues." That is sad. Very sad for our country. It is very, very sad. Now, let's get to the next thing that I want to talk about here, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Voice of Sinoe. Let me get that comment down for you quickly. Let me get that. Put that one down. All right. Let's get to the next one here. Welcome aboard. If you want to participate, there's a number, the crawler there, 267-648-8149. You call, I will bring you on. I will bring you on if you want to participate. Sorry for those that are in Liberia. I can't bring you on. We have to get a WhatsApp number pretty soon so that if you want to participate. But now you can be in Liberia as well. If you want to come live, you have good internet connection. I can still send you the link. Just say send me the link. I can still send you the link if you want to come on, so you can participate. Now let's get to the next thing that I want to talk about here today. And the next one here is Sinoe County. This is the Voice of Sinoe for sure. And so I want to tell you what is going on in Sinoe County. In Sinoe County, you have to understand this is the election year in Liberia. Senatorial, or if you like, congressional by-election and midterm election, or whatever you want to call it, in Liberia. But during the prior election, Senator Augusine Chea of Sinoe County, when you were then candidate, the man right here, he's the current senator of Sinoe County. The second, you got two senators from each county. So he was elected when the Supreme Court, the senator that was there, Joseph Nambe, was elevated. He was taking Jawea selected him to be on the Supreme Court bench. And so he ran and he was elected by the people of Sinoe County. And during that election, he made a promise to the people that there are some of our children in Sinoe County that did not have the opportunity because of the war or other economic factors, they were not privileged to seek academic education. And so as a citizen of Sinoe County, as a leader, you say, you know what, I'm making a pledge to you. I'm going to build a vocational school for our children, those that want to get skills in plumbing, carpentry, and different things they can do. And so the senator has been working on that facility, and we want to report to you, people of Sinoe County, the edifice is, I can say, that learning facility is ready. It's good to go. All right, so I wanted to share that image, some of the images for you from what the senator is doing. That's great. And that's what we want to see as a county. We want to see positive things, in the midst of the claims and the counterclaims and allegations and people dying. Some good things are still happening in the country. All right. And so let me put this up here. So Sinoe Vocational Training Center, SVTC. I know that's the facility, the billboard for that. The motto there, taking the youth from idleness to productivity. Okay, the senator is saying that's the motto of that facility, taking the youth from idleness, for not doing anything, from sitting around and doing nothing, to productivity, so they can be productive citizens of the country. And so I like to pat the senator on the back. And that's why some of us, we are campaigning for his re-election. All right, so that he can add on to Mr. Zaza and others. Mr. Zaza built a couple of schools. The first time in the history, according to Senator Milton Teje, the first time in the history of Sinoe for us to have high school outside of Greenville, outside the capital city. And now the first time in history for us to have a nice vocational training center where our children get skilled. The senator is saying, taking the youth from idleness to productivity. Yes, we got to make the children of Sinoe County productive citizens. They shouldn't be sitting around and just shouting Amanda away to lead us. No, they shouldn't be just chanting battle cries. They should be productive citizens of our country. And how do they become productive citizens? It's by creating the environment for them, because these children, they are motivated. In the midst of the hardship, some of them, they are still in school. Some of them go to school, they don't even have to eat it in the first place. But they stay committed. So once we create the room, the environment for the children, they will be productive. And that's what the senator is doing. So now let me show you the building. This is the facility, beautiful place. That's the training, the vocational training area for the center that Senator Augusine Chea built in Sinoe County. Now, the big question here is, would the training be free or it would be commercial? I don't know for sure. But the idea, we have a facility where our children will acquire skills. That's a good thing in the first place. I'm hoping that the senator will make it free. And so, because the people don't have the job in the first place to pay tuition and fees and those things. So if you make it free and maybe they need some equipment, tools and stuff like that, maybe they can struggle to get those tools or whatever things they need. But when you don't have it to eat and to feed your child and stuff like that, to take care of your family, and then you have to pay tuition. So I'm hoping that the senator will make that facility free. So it will help our citizens to be productive in Sinoe County. So we want to say congratulations to Senator Augusine Chea of Sinoe County for this beautiful project. Beautiful, very beautiful, nice. Vocational training for our people in Sinoe County, for the citizens of Sinoe County. That's nice. Congratulations. All right, now, let me bring the senator picture here. You see, the senator in question, Senator Augusine Chea, is up again for re-election this coming December 8th will be the military election in Sinoe County or in Liberia if you want. And so Senator Chea, he has been in power, he was elected, I think, 2017 or 18, if I'm not making a mistake. And this is why he had done in no time. So imagine the people of Sinoe County re-elect the man for 9 years, or if the referendum goes through and he is elected for, let's just say, 7 years, because they want to reduce the tenure in the country. And so they assume Senator Chea is elected for 7 years. Imagine what would be done. The man has been fighting for unity in the county, and he's undertaking personal projects. And so I want the people of Sinoe County, I'm asking the people of Sinoe County to vote wisely. And as a matter of fact, I will ask you to vote for Senator Chea. He is the best person to maintain that position. He is the best person. Since Senator Chea got elected, he hasn't engaged into any activity that would be, to borrow a word from Mr. Romeo Quioh, inimical to the union or to the unity of the people. Something that is harmful to the unity, something that is deleterious to the unity of the people. Basically, that's a leader fancy words, something that will pull our people apart. He has been in the interest of unity in the county. He has been committed. He has also done other things. Some towns that never had access to telecommunication services. The people are getting telecommunication in a village. Most of the villages in Sinoe right now, you can get a phone call. Mr. Zaza started that initiative, and he came and buttressed and he is supporting that effort. And so this is men we need, because again, I agree with him. We have to make the citizens of Sinoe County productive people. And the productivity of the people will starts from unity. Once we are united, we will have one goal. And then we will devise policy, we will devise programs. Once you have good leaders that will provide oversight at the level of the legislature, all right, so the guys in Congress, basically, so they can do that for us. Once we get people advocating for us in Congress, the local leaders are also working together, we'll have a beautiful county. But if we have leaders that are not getting along, and other guy will get on radio and attack people, oh, the other man stole money, and you can't get evidence. And so we need Senator Augusine Chea to come, to remain there, actually, to maintain his seat. 2023, we remove Senator Chea, Senator Tiaje, and then Sinoe County will be in whole again. Because that's the only man that has problem in our county right now. He's creating conflict 24/7. And so we maintain Senator Chea. 2023, the people will overwhelmingly vote for Mr. Zaza. Mr. Zaza declared intention already to run. We'll put in the Senate in district number 3. We can find somebody, and we'll have our county will be where the people will be working together. And that's what we need. We just need people that will work in the interest of the people. That's what we need. No matter your tribal background, your tribe does not do the work. You have to have the dream, the vision, the ideas, and you go to work. Yes, and that's what the kind of leader we need. Senator Chea is the person. It's the man for us now. We can't take any mistake you make inside of this coming by election to vote for, like the major contender, Madam, this lady right here, she's going against Senator Chea. That's Madam Scarlett. She's going against Senator Chea. I'm quite optimistic she's not going to win. All right, she's not going to win, and so that I'm quite sure she's not a major contender in the first place. I mean, if you see her platform, she already damaged herself. She got those people that damaged our country supporting her. Joseph Boyka was in power for 12 years, and he told us I was parked in the garage and getting paid. So we don't need Joseph Boyka. Cummings, the people say he was the chief of Coca-Cola, West Africa president. He didn't carry one bottle of Coca-Cola to Liberia. One factory wasn't established in Liberia, but these are the people that she's supporting or that supporting her. Ure and Taylor, they looted our country. They killed people. But these are the people that she aligned herself with. So Madam Scotland is already politically dead. Now, the only person who is a major contender to Mr. Augusine Chea is this man right here, Romeo Quioh. Romeo Quioh is the major contender to Mr. Augusine Chea. Now, this brings me to the next talking point. Now that we're about to talk about Mr. Romeo Quioh, since I brought a picture, let's talk about him. So we'll use the opportunity to talk about Mr. Romeo Quioh's recent interview. All right. So again, Mr. Romeo Quioh, to get a little background, he was the superintendent or development superintendent on a senator, now senator, but who was the superintendent before Milton Tiaji. He was from 2009, I think, to 2014. They were there for a couple of years. And all they did was to loot our county. That's what they did. All they did was to put our people apart. That's what Mr. Romeo Quioh and Tiaji did in the county. He is the major contender to Augusine Chea. He ran, this is his fifth time running for elected position in Sinoe. He ran first to beat him. He ran the second time to beat him. He ran the third time to beat him. He ran the fourth time to beat him. He is running again. The man always running. See? So, he is the major contender to Augusine Chea. So, I want to share something with you. I'm not playing the interview, but I took notes of an interview. And in the interview, Mr. Romeo Quioh, the first thing we want from the leaders, our leaders or people that want to be our leaders, is to be honest with us. You have to be honest. Tell us the truth. If we will buy it, we'll go with you. Let's start with honesty first. But Mr. Quioh is not being honest with us. He's not telling us the truth. In the interview, I took some notes. So I just wanted to take some, it would take too long to play all the interview, but I just wanted to take some comments that I took from Mr. Quioh's interview. And then we'll give you with evidence, we'll give you proof why Mr. Romeo Quioh is not right for Sinoe County to be our lawmaker. No. It would be a grave and bad and dangerous mistake in Sinoe County to make Mr. Romeo Quioh, this man right here, to making him a senator. It would be a big mistake. Sinoe County, the progress that we're making right now, it will be going backwards. And we don't want that. We don't want that. So let me look at some of the comments here. He was interviewed on the, I think it was Liberia Public Radio, not Public Radio, ERBC or something. I can't remember the exact radio station. So some of the comments he made here that I want to share with you. He said something in our interview. He said, all Sinoe lawmakers are my friends. Okay. He said all the people, they are his friends, but then in the same interview, not one person endorsed his campaign. All the lawmakers in Sinoe County, he said they are his friends. Even his former boss, Senator Tiaji, saying, no vote of confidence in Mr. Quioh. The two of them work together. But then he said we shouldn't trust him. But Mr. Quioh is telling us the guys, they are his friends, all the lawmakers, but nobody's supporting his campaign. But he wants to be the leader. How is it somebody is a friend and the person is not supporting you? It tells us that you are not the right person for the people. All right, let me go to other comments here. And he himself said it, none of them supporting me. Your friend is not supporting you? Then the person is not your friend. How is it I will have a friend who is not supporting me? At least, it could not be all of them, but at least somebody must be among my friends to support me. But all the lawmakers, he said they are his friends, but none of them supporting him. All right, he wanted to say here, let me see, he said something. He said July 26th celebration construction. He constructed children playground, youth center, and he said during our interview, he said the first time in the history of Sinoe County for a sitting superintendent to complete a public structure. All right, that's something that Mr. Quioh said in our interview. The first time in the history of Sinoe County for a sitting superintendent to complete a public structure. So what that means is what Mr. Quioh is telling you, when him and TJ, they were in power, they did nothing. Because he became superintendent before he said this thing that he built youth center. That was the first time. When he said first time, that nothing has happened before that time period. So when him and TJ were in power, when the people here marked 74 projects, I got a report right now. I will read it to you, or part of the report. 74 projects, and say, you know what? They abandoned all those projects. And it was during his time as superintendent, that's when the first time they built youth center in our county. That Mr. Quioh himself telling all those things. He on record saying those things. The first time in the history of Sinoe County for a sitting superintendent to complete a public structure. So when they were in power, they never completed one structure. That's why he's telling us. I'm not the one that's saying it. It's Mr. Quioh himself. So for 2009, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, I think for 5 years, him and TJ were there. Nothing was done. That's why he told us in the interview. All right. There was something else I want to share with you. All right. For that interview, some comments. I took some notes here. The man asking why the people have not elected you after 5 attempts. That's what the gentleman that talked to him, and the reason he gave was reason number one. He said the campaign, the time he went for campaigning, and all of that was late because there was issue in court, and all that he was in court, and all. See, the guy was in court. He telling us he was in court. He's not straight. And so he has to be in court during campaign time. But those are all excuses he gave him. You know, they were in court. And then he said the second time, okay, he took him from where he canvassed. Okay, basically he said where he was canvassing, where he canvassed, he campaigned basically. They put him in different districts. So the people, what they call it, I think in America it's called gerrymandering. I think so. The gerrymandered the place, and so where he campaigned, they put in different place, and the first time, and that's why he didn't win. All right. He said here they put me in different district, took me in from Bayan district to Johnson district, and he said Johnson district is predominantly Sapo, and he's a Sapo guy, and the people put you in your own district amongst your own people, and they rejected you. So it's not because of the redistricting, it's because you are bad for the people. That's what it means. If he has said, oh, they put me in a district where majority of the people, they are not my people, then it makes sense and say, okay, they are not your people, and that's why you didn't win. But they put you in your own place among your own people, and the people could not vote for you. And you came on air to say that. That's why I didn't win. It's a bad reason. When your own people cannot vote for you, you're terrible. So Mr. Quioh is not the right person for the people. And then he said the second time, we were not in a race and I came second. It's not about your position. It's about winning. Your purpose of being in the race is to win. It's not who comes second, third, or fourth. So you say, they beat me, but I came second. Okay? So it means that the people still rejected you. The third time, Mambutu was a senator. And he is a Sapo man. Okay, he was a Sapo man for Mambutu wasn't in the race, and they put him in your own place, and they beat him. And now he wants to use they let Mambutu as an alibi why he was beating. He said Mambutu was a Sapo man, and I'm a Sapo man, and the people don't want 2 Sapo senators, therefore they voted for Joseph Nambwe. You see, so these are the man just giving all sort of excuses why they beat him. It's because, Mr. Quioh, you are not right for the people, and that's why they keep beating you. Some people say I won. Some people say I didn't win. All right, let me. These are the things he comes on here and say. All right, the major thing I was talking about with development. The man asked him about why are you still insisting to become lawmaker after being defeated 4 times, and he gave a reason and all of that. And you're talking about your brothers are lawmakers. Okay, and I don't. The major thing I want here. Let me share this with you. The caucus is the conduit through which the views of the people are articulated, so that why he wants to be a senator, so he can articulate the people. But you are the president, or if you like, assistant president of the county. I mean, but that means superintendent. The people who views went through you and you did nothing. All right, so he talked about corruption. So they're asking about the issue of corruption, and Mr. Quioh said he did nothing wrong. But then when we look at the reports, we look at the record, it's not that. That's why I say he's not honest to us. He has to be honest. Mr. Romeo Quioh, this man got to tell the truth. But he's not telling us the truth. He said he did nothing wrong when you were superintendent. But the report is saying something different. Let me give you, for example, some of the reports. I'm not the one who wrote some of these things. All right. This is one of the reports in my hand here. All right. This is one of them. The GSC report, one here. Okay, let me look at one. Just one paragraph in that report. Mr. Quioh is not being honest, but he wants to be out. He got to start with honesty first. And that's all we need from you. So the major paragraph here I want to read from this report, it says here, that's page 3 of the report. If you're looking at the GSC report, the only time you go online, just look at it. They are all online. This I'm not manufacturing this thing. The third page 3 on the report, and that's what I want to read here. This page 3. Let me see 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4th paragraph on page 3. It says here, during the periods under audit, we observed that the Special County Development Council, which is abbreviated as SCDC, okay? Special County Development Council, all right? It said during the periods under audit, we observed that the Special County Development Council approved 74 projects, all right? That the report sent out. They approved the council, the special council for our county. It's a committee set up to select projects that the people, the leaders should undertake. He was the development superintendent by then, Honor Tiaji. All right. So during the periods on audit, we observed the Special County Development Council approved 74 projects, programs, and other activities at the total cost of $2,646,870. I will read that number again. 2 million. That is the money the people allocated. They gave to Mr. Romeo Quioh, this man that running to be a senator right now, and Senator Tiaji, who is now the senator. The people allocated $2,646,870. All right. But the Sinoe County administration under Mr. Romeo Quioh undertook 12 projects out of 74 projects, right? They undertook 12 projects out of the 74 projects approved by the SCDC, okay? Special Council Development Council. From physical, that the reporter telling us now, from physical verification of these 12 assumed, to assume meaning that's the project they undertook, all right? That the project, the 12 assumed projects, a review of documents provided for the audit, it was observed that 6 projects were abandoned, all right? Remember, 74 projects, they allocated the money, everything. They didn't say, you know what, we'll look for the money later. They said the $2,646,870, they gave it to Mr. Quioh, this man right here, and Mr. Tiaji. They get the money. When they get the money, they decided to have a party with the money. This is the boss man right here at the time. That's Senator Teje. He was the superintendent. Mr. Quioh was under him. They gave the $2,646,870 to them. And the guy said, you know what? We'll tackle six. Let me read that paragraph. So they undertook 12 projects. All right. And then out of the 12 projects, they abandoned 6. All right. We're talking about 74 whopping projects. They undertook 6. So let me read it word for word. Now, I shouldn't just abbreviate it. During the periods under audit, we observed that the Special County Development Council, SCDC, approved 74 projects, programs, and other activities at a total cost of $2,646,870 through 2 separate resolutions for the period under audit. But the Sinoe County administration undertook 12 projects out of the 74 projects approved by the SCDC. From physical, they not say imaginary, they say physical. That means they went on the ground and they look at what Romeo Quioh and Teje were doing. From physical verification of these 12 assumed projects and review of documents provided for the audit, everything that they gave, the document, the review, everything, it was observed that 6 projects were abandoned. They abandoned 6 out of the 12 they undertook. 2 were ongoing. They abandoned 6. 2 were ongoing. 3 were completed. They completed 3, okay? And 1 was inaccessible, therefore could not be verified due to bad road condition at the date of our physical verification in October 2018. All right, that's when they did the audit. All right, so out of 74 projects, the guy only completed 3 projects. And meanwhile, 2, if you run it all, if you add, because at 2,600,000, so we run it all, it will be 3 million. The 3 million they gave Mr. Romeo Quioh and Teje, they ate the money. But the man is saying he's the best person to be the senator of Sinoe County. He's running again for the 5th time. The people rejected him 4 times and say, you know what, I'm still going. I'm the best man. You see? So this is it. This is it. That's the first report. And if you read that report, it goes here. Let me see. They say responsible persons. I'm reading the GSC report, not my own word. The GSC, the General Auditing Commission, that a report I'm reading for Mr. Quioh, what they did to Sinoe County. And he is now running to be the senator for the people. So this is, they say, key person. All right. J. Milton Teje, superintendent. All right. Milton Teje was a superintendent by then. All right. Let me show the man to you. I got a picture. All right. He was a superintendent. J. Milton Teje. He was a superintendent. And then Romeo Quioh was next to him. This man right here. Mr. Romeo Quioh. Assistant superintendent for development. All right. He was the assistant superintendent for development. The next person here, Madonna Willemans. He was a former assistant superintendent for development. Benju McCauley, project management committee chairman. Francis Mondabu, treasurer PMC. And then the guy M.K. Blated, assistant treasurer PMC. So these were the people that were in charge of our county development money. And the 2 million plus or 3 million, if you round it up, Mr. Quioh and though God didn't do anything for us, but Mr. Quioh still wants to be our senator. That's the first report. The second one here, I mean, if you have time, just go online, Google it and read it for yourself. All right, I just give you a little bit. It's a whole lot of money the guys ate. Now, the next one here, ladies and gentlemen, is this right here. That was, so they audited Mr. Romeo Quioh when him and Teje were in power from 2009 to 2014. And then when Teje left, he became superintendent. On his watch, there's another report here. On his watch, the auditor here again, what the report says, let's look at it. Don't take the word from me. Let's look at the report. This is the man that wants to be your senator. I will just read the letter. The first letter is on page 3 from the auditor. I will just read that letter. What it say? The letter says here. 1.3, it says, basis for adverse conclusion. That the people conclusion. It was observed during the conduct of the audit that the Sinoe County administration made payments for various transactions amounting to $55,895, okay, without adequate supporting documentation, okay. $55,895, they made the payment for transaction they carry on, but they say without adequate supporting document. They don't have document to support. I'm talking about Honor Mr. Romeo Quioh when he was a superintendent. That's what the people saying, the auditor. It was observed during the conduct of the audit that the primary bank account of the Sinoe County administration was overdrawn. Listen to what the report saying here. It was observed during the conduct of the audit that the primary bank account of the Sinoe County administration was overdrawn for several months. So those of you that have bank account, you don't want to say overdrawn or overdraft, you know what that means. That means you are in a negative. So the man, Mr. Quioh, the account, this man, under his administration, our counter balance went to negative. Let's go ahead and see what the report says. Let me read further for you. It says here, it was observed during the conduct of the audit that the primary bank account of the Sinoe County administration was overdrawn for several months. This resulted into a closing negative balance of $27,178.27. I'm not saying Liberian dollars here. United States dollar minus negative. That's what the man left in our account. Negative $27,178.27. That's what Mr. Quioh left our account. But this is the man that wants to, he running to be our senator. This is what he did to us. The people of Sinoe County, when you put this man in the Senate, your life will go backwards for the next 10 years. Yes, that's what will happen to you. It went on to say, it was observed during the conduct of the audit that the Sinoe County administration did not maintain a fixed assets registry listing coded assets. Okay, there is nothing. Location and current condition. They don't tell where our assets, that means the team the county owns, where the things are located, nothing. They don't get anything because they sold the materials. All right? Let me read that. It was observed during the conduct of the audit that the Sinoe County administration did not maintain a fixed assets registry listing coded assets, location, and current condition. All right? They don't tell what condition they were in. As a result, we did not conduct assets physical verification for the period under review. It was observed during the conduct of the audit that the Sinoe County administration awarded contracts, right? Awarded contracts and made payments in a total amount of $1,107,443.82. Okay, 82 cents. For various goods and services without adhering to the amended and restated PPCC Act of 2010. So basically, the man bypassed the law. You know what? I don't get time for the law. But he wants to be a lawmaker. This is the man. He does not respect the law, but he wants to become a lawmaker. So the people of Sinoe County, it is up to you if you want to vote for Mr. Quioh. But that's the man that I report. So now let me read responsible person, key person according to the report. Key personnel responsible. Again, number one, They put honorable there. The people still in and they say they call him honorable. Honorable J. Milton Tiaji. No, it's this Honorable J. Milton Tiaji, former superintendent, 2009 to 2014. All right, hold on, guy. I'm getting a call coming in here. Hello, you're on the Voice of Sinoe. How are you doing, sir?
How are you?
I'm well.
I'm listening to your statistic, and it's very interesting.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Any input?
I want you to publish those documents.
Okay, I saw you coming. I will definitely do that. I got the reports. I mean, also before GSC, Google just put GSC Sinoe County. You can also retrieve the report from there.
Sure.
Yeah.
I am so embarrassed. I didn't know they were going to be cutting my cousin in 2016.
So, Mr. Quioh is your cousin?
Quioh is my first cousin.
Okay. So, at this time, who are you supporting?
I'm supporting Chea.
Okay, okay. And on what basis? Why are you supporting Mr. Chea?
I think he's the lesser of two evils.
But he's still evil.
Well, I'm saying that because he seems to have some level of impeccable records on the basis that he has not been government and he's worked his life in the private sector. So, and he had to read anything negative on him. From what I know, he has been using his personal fund to help other people, including my hometown of the month where Romeo Quioh hid the bridge money, including the administrative building. He is completing it. On that basis, I think he deserves my vote.
Okay, and you know he just completed a vocational training center recently?
Well, I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah, let me put the image out. Maybe you didn't start the program from the beginning. I got the images. That's why I started the show with, so I can put the building there for the viewers again. Yeah, those are the building vocational training center that he built by Mr. Augusine Chea. Go ahead.
I think you are doing well because you give incredible information. There is not a fabrication, and I think I like that.
Thank you, thank you.
These guys who use their position in government to rob the country should never be allowed to serve in public office. I don't care who it is.
I agree with you.
I am going against my own cousin now, and I've gone public on this issue that you just talking about. To take $2 million and now let it opulently at the expense of your own people is disgusting. I think the essence of education is to help your people, not to rob them. And once I have documentation to prove I go public, I don't care. Even my brother Harrison, you don't rob your own people. And so I'm going after my own cousin now in public, and I'm not supporting his candidacy. I am supporting Chea right now because I think he has some level of impeccable record.
Okay, but let me follow on Mr. Chea. But because when I asked you, you said there is a lesser of two evils. So basically, I mean, so it means that Mr. Chea is not flawless. He has some faults. So you want to tell the people, because when you say lesser of two evil, he's still evil, man.
There hasn't been any information relative to corruption on his record that I know of.
Okay.
That doesn't mean as a human being we all err sometimes.
Okay.
People may have information that I don't know.
Okay.
So for what I know, and I've been reading, he has impeccable record.
Okay. Okay.
Comparing with Romeo Quioh, who you discuss it now as a notorious criminal with DIASPORA, I think Mr. Chea is the best person to serve as a senator at this point.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you.
I use that statement as a figure of speech.
Okay, okay, okay.
Now that I know anything about him in terms of corruption. But if anybody from Sinoe County who wants to use the office to enrich themselves, I think we should expose such a person irrespective of friends and family connections.
I agree. Absolutely. That's what we need. I definitely.
I've been writing against my own cousin based on the pieces of information that I have, which I confronted him with, and he went off against me. And so I decided to take it to the public because he cannot prove to me that he is clear that this information I just made against him because people dislike him. My only investigation in my hometown of Mumble is that he stole the bridge money, including the administrative building money, and now you have to go as far as the client to come down to Mumble because there's no road. Now, anybody who born in your own town, I would think that if you want to see that way, you carry whatever you stole from the public.
Right.
And so I'm not fond of him anymore. I don't care what the family think about me on this, but he does not deserve my vote, and I'm going public.
Yeah, but you are not in Liberia. What influence or what impact do you have on the ground?
I don't have to be in Liberia. The trend is market than the soul. This is a global, the world is a global market, right?
Right.
You can use the pen and the telephone to influence votes in your county. You can pick up telephone and call the radio station in Liberia and discuss issues, which I'm looking forward to doing. So I don't have to physically be on the ground. These information can be verified by our sources on the ground. There's nothing personal against anybody here.
Okay. That's Mr. Jadia, right? So, I mean, the people didn't know who is talking. Maybe you can introduce yourself to them.
I'm Chea Jadia.
Excellent. So, guys, you are hearing.
I'm not fond of anybody who wants to use Sinoe County for some personal aggrandizement. I think we should expose people like that because they don't mean well for our people. And we should not allow such individuals into public office because the reason is for self-enrichment. People run in for political office based on record.
That's right.
Joe Biden won the election here not because of Joe Biden, it's because of his record.
That's right.
And I think we should follow that to help our own people, not to go out there and fool them and use them to enrich ourselves. That is not fair. If you are a government official, you're making another $1,000, but you build 3, 4, 5 houses that will cost close to $100,000. Where are you getting the money from?
All right,
if
Mr. Dalia.
Cannot be verified. If you cannot come out to challenge the information to sort of clear your name, obviously people are going to believe it. And from my own cousin, Romeo Quioh, it is proven that he stole the bridge money in our hometown. He hid the administrative building money that Chea is now trying to finish. And I think that is sickening.
Yep. All right, so Mr. Quioh, thanks for calling. Jadia, actually, thanks for calling.
Mr. Quioh, I'm Jadia. Why you keep calling me different name?
Mr. Jadia, thanks for joining the show. I appreciate it. Sorry, I was talking about Mr. Quioh, and that's why I kept making that mistake. Yeah, but I apologize.
We don't have the same last name, so don't link me, please.
Okay, sir. I apologize. But thanks for calling the show. We are kind of running out of time here.
Take care.
All right, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. I'm not just talking. The family of Mr. Quioh, Mr. Jadia, Tia Jadia, is saying, you know what? This man is corrupt. He added that the man is supposed to build administrative building, a bridge in where he is from. And the man abandoned those things. And Mr. Chea now is constructing those structures or completing. And so Mr. Chea is the right person for us. And so, like I was reading the report, the responsible people, the people that ate our money, the 1 million, all right, and this money was intended for the Independence Day celebration. And that's why they gave him the money when he was a superintendent when TJ left. And so they say responsible people. Dishonorable J. Milton TJ, not honorable. That's a mistake they made here. You can't tell somebody is person stole from the people and say honorable. All right, so former superintendent, they say 2009 to 2014, honorable, no, dishonorable Romeo Quioh, former superintendent, 2014 to 2016, March. Then they've got here, honorable, no, dishonorable H. Snell Johnson, former superintendent / development, 2014 to 2015. And then they got here, dishonorable Klambola Jabba. They put honorable, but I don't want to change it. So if you are accused of stealing our money, we can call you honorable. So they get chairman project management committee 2014 to present, even though it's not there no more. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, these are the reports. The documents are all out there. And I just want to, so if I read on the other page here what they call recommendations, right? They said, and this is on page 9 of the report. Recommendation. Okay, let me read from the top. Observation, they said, of the Public Financial Management Regulation of 2019 states that payments except for statutory transfers and debt service shall be supported by invoices, bills, and other documents in addition to the payment vouchers. Okay, and it went on to say, it was observed during the conduct of the audit that the Sinoe County administration made payments for various transactions amounting to $211,563. $211,563. I'm talking about United States dollars. I'm not talking about Liberian dollars, okay? United States dollars. Without adequate supporting documentation to substantiate the regularity of the transactions. All right? Then the report, the auditor's talking here. It wanted to say it's a risk. Payments without adequate supporting documentation could cast doubt on the regularity of the transactions and undermine public sector accountability and transparency. Recommendation. The Sinoe County administration should provide the necessary supporting documentation for the total of $211,563 expended during the period under audit. All right, that's what it's saying here. Then the auditor also said here, the document provided by the Sinoe County administration could only support $155,668 out of the total amount of $211,563, thereby leaving a variance of $55,895 without supporting documents. So they gave you the details in this report. The guys, Mr. Romeo Quioh is not the best person for you. All right. In addition to all of this, Mr. Quioh supported Mr. Teji. This is the bill Teji wrote to take his own people land. And he supported that bill. He wrote a whole long article justifying why it's okay for Senator Teji to take the people land, the single people land. He's a sample man. And he said, you know what, Senator Teji is justified to take the people land. All right. Let me read part of the bill that Senator Teji sponsored right here. Let me read part of it. Dear Mr. President pro tempore, compliments. That's Senator Teji read to you, is not me. Let me read. This was dated February the 27th, 2019. All right. We are in 2020. Just recent bill he wrote. Senator Arche Ponpon, President pro tempore, and members, the Liberian Senate in section Capitol Hill, Capitol Building, Monrovia, Liberia. Dear Mr. President pro tempore, compliments. I read to forward to plenary of the Liberian Senate for enactment consideration a legislation entitled a draft bill seeking to amend the act creating the single statutory district, Sinoe County, Republic of Liberia. The aforementioned legislation is geared towards the enhancement of decentralization of local governance to facilitate speedy development and reconciliation. All right, you're trying to take people land and you say it will enhance reconciliation and development. And this is the bill that's into the guy who's running for office right now, Romeo Quioh. He supported TIJ and said, you know what, that's fine, take the people land. All right, I don't have to read the whole document to you. So this man is not this man right here. It will be a mistake. He is not in office right now, and he's supporting Senator Chea to take people land. Imagine when he's a lawmaker, what he would do. He's not the right person for you. All right, I have nothing personal against him. This very man that he's supporting. All right, the same Senator Chea that he's supporting. Let me show you Senator Chea, who Mr. Quioh is supporting. All right, Mr. Chea will declare guilty. Yes, the court verdict here in my hand. All right, it's the court verdict. Sorry, my screen is so clear that it blurry. So, but this is the court verdict here. Mr. Chea was declared guilty for corruption. All right, this is where, let me just read a paragraph where the court declaring guilty. And that's the man Romeo Quioh is supporting. Romeo Quioh is supporting the man who was declared guilty for corruption. Let me read a portion where the court verdict right here. Let me read it. And yet some of the charges they put on him when they took into court. Mr. Milton, J. Milton Chea, former superintendent for Sinoe County, and Mr. Medina Lemons, former superintendent for development for Sinoe County. The charges they put on them. Let me put a picture of that so you can see. Economic sabotage, criminal conspiracy, criminal facilitation, misapplication of entrusted property, and violation of PPCC procedures and processes. Those are the infractions. Those are the crimes they committed. And that's the man Mr. Romeo Quioh is supporting. That's a friend. He told us. And so imagine you put two of them in the Senate. What do you think will happen to Sinoe County? It will be a grave mistake to put Mr. Milton Chea and Romeo Quioh in the Senate. Sinoe County will not benefit from them. They will be seeking their own interests. All right? Look at the money they took them to court. The project they abandoned. Diamo Administrative Building, $40,000. Kunwia Clinic, $35,000. Greenville Sports Stadium, $75,000. Pinetown Administrative Building, $35,000. Jettown Clinic, $35,000. When you put the total together, that's $764,500. Now the money the guy ate. I'm talking about Chea. And that's why he was declared guilty for corruption. And that's the man Romeo Quioh is supporting. Yes. And he wants to be our senator. We don't want this man. If you support Mr. Romeo Quioh, then you're on your own. Come on, last page here where they talk about he was declared guilty and they had to send to court. I mean, they had to pay they fined 50,000 United States dollars. There's the final page here. This court is strongly convinced that an official who stands irresponsible in relation to the misconduct must be held criminally liable without having played any direct role in the misconduct. This is a wherefore and in view of the foregoing factual, here what the court is saying, factual and legal circumstances, this court adjudged the defendant liable. The defendant, we're talking about Milton Chea, all right? Adjudged the defendant liable for failing to follow the PPCC process and procedure. Hence, the defendant must pay a fine of 50,000 United States dollars within the period of 9 months as of the date of this verdict or the judgment. And they went in so order. Boom! They knocked the stuff down. Mr. Chea was declared guilty. And that is the man that Mr. Romeo Quioh, who wants to be a senator. He wants to join his body so they can go and steal from you. That's the man there that's supporting. So you don't want this man. You don't want him. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, just a little thing I got for you tonight. Thanks for following the show. I appreciate you. And then the court, they not even gave the man, Mr. Chea. This is what the PPCC says. When you bypass the procedure, a portion of the Arche. Well, this is why it says offense relating to procurement. Okay, so they say Mr. TJ bypass procurement processes, right? So offense. This is what the law says. Any person who contravenes any provision of this act. We're talking about the PPCC Act now. Any person who contravenes any provision of this act commits an offense, and the person convicted by a court of a violation of this act shall, upon summary conviction, okay, TJ were convicted, right? Upon summary conviction, be liable to imprisonment for a period not exceeding 5 years. So they tell you to have been in jail, but they say they fine $50,000 United States dollars. So that's the law in Liberia. They don't follow the law. Yes. I guarantee you, when I was talking to a poor man, you go to jail, but some of the judges stole and bribed them, so they gave in 50,000 fine. And up to now, we have not gotten the 50,000. If you read there, they say you should make payment for 9 months or within 9 months. After the 9 months, they should arrest him, and then you also submit. They should receive a receipt from the clerk that he made payment. And unfortunately, that hasn't been done, and he's still making laws. He on radio and saying, "Oh, corruption power, I get it." And that's the man Mr. Romeo Quioh is supporting. So put Mr. Quioh in the Senate, and you'll see what happened to Sinoe County. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining the Voice of Sinoe. We are out for the night. Let me see. Let me review your comments here. That's something I have to read so we can call it a night. Okay, so Mr. Chea Jadia, the man who was on it, that's a cousin of Romeo Quioh. He wrote, please publish the documents because it is time to stop these criminals. I didn't know this when I defended him in 2016. All right. All right, so that's why he said over there, we'll publish the report. If you like, I will send it to you. All right. Not at all. Okay, so these are some of the comments that are coming up. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you very much. It's the Voice of Sinoe. Ain't a diaspora with that side put esoteric, and Paulia Crab, my co-host, is not here tonight, and I'm doing it all by myself, which I enjoy doing. All right, I love talking to you, giving you the information without embellishment. I give it to you raw, you take it or you leave it, but it's there. It's not going nowhere, whether you take it or not. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's close the show with this. This music right here.
I said all the flow that she's supposed to work. Her name is not even on the list.
Well, on the mix. I'm looking for my woman. Quebec, what play you there? Can't see my woman. Quebec, what play you there? Somebody help me from my woman. She under the ground. Can't see my woman. She under the horse. Go Sierra Leone. Can't see my woman. Go Senegal. Can't see my woman. I go Cotonou. Can't find my woman. Why can't a woman? She can't say that to her house. Why can't a woman? Every day she on the run. I'm running, I can't see my woman. I'm looking, I can't find my woman. I'm looking for my woman. Quebec, what play you there? Can't see my woman. Quebec, what play you there? Somebody help me from my woman. She under the ground. Can't see my woman. She under the horse. I don't know what to do. Investigation. I don't know what to go.
We gonna call the police?
I call the police. He say he now see my woman. I go to mommy. He say she now see my woman. I call mama.
D12, you didn't see a woman, but I see the corrupt people. So I would tell the people not to vote for the corrupt people. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the rest of the night, and we will talk to you tomorrow. All right, this is the voice of Sinoe with Esoteric and Paulia Crowd. We are coming for you, Prosper Park, Pennsylvania, the United States, and congratulations again to President-elect Joe Biden.